you ever feel like you can't keep up with the priorities that you're setting up for yourself throughout the week? You know, like you have to do something that is hard, but you keep procrastinating it. Well, I'm learning so much about procrastination. And one of the best books that I heard about was Eat the Frog by Brian Tracy. Now, I haven't read it yet. I want to read it. I know a little bit about it. That is like if you had to do something really hard first throughout the day, it's like eating a frog that is alive. This is a really cool example. But I heard another example. This quote: a cold plunge won't get warmer if you keep waiting before getting in. And I'm someone that does cold plunges. At my gym, there is one, and I do them. And it's so true. If I wait, it won't get warmer. This quote really resonated with me and it opened my eyes. And I think that this happens with so many people. You can hear about something like eating a frog, but that didn't resonate with me. Like I just couldn't find it relatable. But when I hear about the cold plunge not getting warmer by waiting to do it, I totally resonated with that. I found it relatable. So now, this morning, I came up with an idea. Since I journal every day and I do brain dumps where I write down even my top 3 things that I have to do throughout the day, I did them and I found out what my cold plunge was. But I think I have 3. One is that I have to do sales calls with clients. The second is that I have to record a video. And the third is that I have to post it. And the whole thing is like getting into a cold plunge. But who wants to do that first thing in the morning? Or who is so excited to do it? Sometimes I'm not so excited to do it, but I know it's the right thing. Like a cold plunge, if it's really, really cold, it will wake up your immune system and you won't get as sick and you will live a way better life without getting sick all the time. So there's a big benefit by doing the cold plunge. You know that this is good. You know that if you keep doing this, it will change everything in your body. It has so many benefits. Well, the same thing happens with your goals. You know that your goals are going to give you such a good future because it's the future that you want to have. And if you have so much time to waste, that means that you are not focusing on your goals. So a lot of people are wasting their time dumb scrolling, watching videos, consuming the contents of others, and then feeling bad about themselves. I know this because I even went through this. But when you know what your goal is, you sit down by yourself or with your partner and you decide what you want in this life. What is it that you want? Because once you know what you want, it's easier to make decisions. If you wrote down a list that has 10 things that you want in life, for example, it could be starting a business, making $1 million with your business, being able to sell your business. Maybe it's being financially independent. It could be a car. It could be starting a family. Anything that makes you feel emotional and happy about your future, that it gives you the emotions that you want. Because a lot of people does the easy thing, worrying about the future and thinking, oh, what if I end up sick? Oh, what if I end up with no job and I didn't buy my home and I didn't achieve anything in this life? You know how it goes. The spiral is very negative and it is worse than we think when it comes up with our own lives. So instead of imagining this, you make this list, 10 things that I really want for my life. And of course, it'll change. It's crazy how things can change in 1 year. It'll change, but you always adapt. Then if you had a magic wand, and this is all by Brian Tracy, he has his most popular short on his YouTube channel is this thing about if I had a magic wand to decide which of these things will get me closer to my goals and I wanted this one, then I will take actions little by little and know exactly what I want to get there. The whole reason I'm sharing this is because we have these things in a daily basis where we have to make the 3 most important decisions. But what happens? They feel like the cold plunge because our minds are not wired for success. They are wired for survival. How convenient is for your mind to every night tell you, oh, it would be so nice if I get that video done now. Of course, it's going to do that. How convenient it is when you know that that's the time to wind down, to go to sleep and rest. You're done with tasks. But throughout the day, you're procrastinating it because you're waiting for the water to be warmer. But the water doesn't get warmer. It's going to still be cold and uncomfortable. So decide the 3 things that are the most important and write them down as this is my cold plunge, or this is my frog if you find it relatable, or any other quote that you find relatable as well. Do not procrastinate, because when you procrastinate, you feel way worse about yourself, and even your days don't feel fulfilling, and the decisions that you're making doesn't feel fulfilling because you're not doing what you want, creating your future. And when you create your future, you envision something good for you. You know where you're going, and it's easier for you to take the decisions. And if you do a cold plunge like daily, on a daily basis, and you do it consistently, I can promise to you it gets way better and so much more comfortable. But before you're going to get into it, you know that it's going to be cold. You already anticipate, oh my God, it's going to be hard. And the first 10 seconds are the worst, or 15 seconds or 20 are the worst. But then the rest is easier, and you feel so much better. Your day feels so much better. Your body feels better. Your muscles feel better. You feel better about yourself. You gain confidence. You look at yourself in the mirror like, I'm a champion. Why? Because you did a hard thing. Well, this is what it is like to have a very successful life every single day. If you make the hardest decision that makes you feel very confident about yourself, guess how you're going to feel? Like a freaking champion. And you do want to feel like a champion. Why? Because it makes you feel better about yourself. It's just as simple as that. But this is all I wanted to share about in this video. I hope you really like this video. If you like this type of content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I would love to see you on my next video. Bye.